Hello, so this will be a short video on how does your PowerPoint presentation should look like. So you have to make sure that all of the components are present. So here are two examples. So these are the theses of some of your seniors. So the first rule is that you have to use easy to read fonts. Okay, just like Arial, Verdana. Um, we can also use Times New Roman. Okay, so you have to make sure that all of the fonts that you're going to use are easy to read. Okay, so first we have here your title page. So you have to make sure again that your titles are big enough. So these are the examples. So in this page, um, this will be the highlight of your presentation. Okay, so you may add pictures that represents your objective, or you may use solid colors. But in choosing color, you should use contrasting colors so that it will give highlight onto your fonts. So here are some examples. And in your title page, you also have to type in your names. Okay? So in presenting, make sure that your panels will recognize you because they will grade you on how you present. Okay, from this example, in your left side, we have antioxidant activity of methanolic extract of star fruit. Okay, so as you can see, they use easy to read font. And the only thing that my comment on this one is that they have to enlarge their title here. So they have to enlarge it. And then you have to center it. Okay, so that is only my comment here. Okay. And of course, you have to write your names. Okay, so um, make sure that all of your panels will recognize you. So as you can see, they use contrasting colors in which lighter background, okay, and then they use darker font color. Okay, the right side of your screens, we have heavy metal analysis of water from Pantal River. So they use a picture here in which this is a picture of a river. Okay, so they have a large title here, but they can you can make it this one larger pa. Okay, so just like that one, and then okay, you're good to go, and then you have your panel members. Okay, so that is for the title page. So next one, next one is your introduction. So make a short summary of your rationale, or you can answer this question. What was the problem that you are trying to address? Or why do you need to conduct that certain study? So these two questions are enough for your introduction. Then, if you're going to present it, you can discuss your rationale and background of your study here. Okay, in your left side here, we have, they just mention star fruit. What is, because their highlight of your study is star fruit, right? So what highlights the star fruit? So it contains these biocompounds and everything. Okay, but the only downside of this one is they didn't mention why do they want to conduct this study. Okay, on your right side, okay, so they um insert a picture here wherein uh, you will see the problem that the rivers are facing, okay, due to industrial, to mining and agriculture. Then there are lots of biochemical uh, hazards or or heavy metals that can be introduced in the rivers. Okay, so these are directly into the rivers. Okay, so they have another one. Okay, so their problem is that what is now the effect of these heavy metals to humans? So they have this picture. Okay, so as you can see in their introduction, it is precise. Okay, it is precise, and then there are no lots of words written on it. Okay, so you can summarize your introduction, and then your paper will do the talking, or you will do the talking, and then your PowerPoint presentation will do the um, general representation of your rationale. Okay, you don't need to write everything. You don't need to write everything. Okay, just a summary of your problem, or the problem of your study. Okay, so next slide is okay. So we have conceptual framework. So you can make a diagram just like this. So these are the different concepts from the different articles that you have read, and these articles will now help you on building your conceptual framework. So remember that in doing your PowerPoint, you don't need to write everything. Okay, I'm going to stress this out. You're not going to write everything that is written in your paper. You only needed to get the important parts or the highlights of that certain part. Okay, so for conceptual framework, you just make a diagram just like on the left side of your left side of your screen, or the right side of your screen, because these are the different concepts from the different articles that you have read. Okay, so for the first for the left side, different articles. Okay, so that supports that there is a powerful antioxidant of the star fruit. That's why you needed to study the antioxidant property of the star fruit. Okay. So, and on your right side of the screen is that it supports the Republic Act 9275, where, or the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004, wherein you're going to assess the water quality of that certain river. So this is enough. This is enough representation of your conceptual framework. Okay, so next one, okay, next slide, is your statement of the problem. Okay, so in your statement of the problem, of course, you have to copy all those written in your manuscript and then paste it in your PowerPoint. But you have to check your fonts. Make sure that it is still readable, because there are statement of the problem that has 4 or 5 problems. Okay, so you have to make sure that it is readable. Do not let your panels or advisors put their faces on the screen because they cannot read your slides. So the maximum number, or the maximum lines per slide is 7. So you have to count 7 lines. So if you reach 7 lines, then you have to continue that to the second slide. Okay, so that um, your funds will not be this small. Okay, so regarding this one, this is a bad example because the lines are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it has 13 lines. Okay, so you have to divide this one into two slides. So first one, maybe first and second can be placed in one slide, and then the third statement of the problem can be placed in the other slide. While on the right side, uh, you can write this one in 2 separate slides, because if they do it this way, the fonts are small. So it's hard for you to read these small size fonts, right? So you can have 2 slides for your statement of the problem, but you have to make sure that it is readable. 2 or 3 will do. Okay, and then next one is your research paradigm. Okay, so your research paradigm. In research paradigm, you just have to copy and paste it, but of course, remember to make sure that your fonts are readable. And then you have to pick for a contrasting color. Okay, so do you think that this example, that this is a contrasting color, yellow and red? Okay, as a viewer, yellow and red are not contrasting colors because red irritates the eyes. Okay, you can use black here, black color, much better. Okay, it's much more better than this one, than the red font, right? So make sure that your slides uh, are not too hard to see or are not too hard for your eyes. Okay. So next one is your significance of the study. So the significance of the study is you don't need to write the whole parts again. Okay, summarize it. So let's have this example. On this left side, they only use shapes and arrows. Okay, that's enough. And then for the right side, they use logos or icons. Okay, on which who were the entities that their study will give benefit to. Okay, you will do all the talking. Okay, your PowerPoint will just speak to it, but you will do all the talking. How does your study will benefit the students? How does your study will benefit for pharmaceutical industry? It is written in your paper. Okay, so you can do either this one or this one. Okay, so next slide is your research methodology. Okay, research methodology, but in this one they have scope and delimitation. You can also include that one. Okay, but you have to summarize it. What is the scope and what is the delimitation of the study? The only downside of this slide is that their fonts are too small. It's hard for your viewers to see this slide. Okay, so next one is your research methodology. Okay, so research methodology is uh, tells tells us what are you going to do to conduct your study. How will you conduct your study? So just like this is some examples, they just have a bullet points and they get only the important parts. Okay, for this one, what are they going to do in order to get the how are they or how will they conduct their study for identifying the antioxidant activity of the star fruit? So first one, they have to harvest the fruits. Second, and then dry and pulverize, mix with ethanol and filter, splash it, and then proceed to DPPH assay. Okay, and then the missing part is that their statistical analysis. Okay, while on the other hand, on the right side, so they have their research design followed by instrumentation and data collection. Okay, so these are the parts of your research methodology. The main parts of your research methodology is um, research design, instrumentation and data collection, and tools for data analysis. Okay, for your research design, this were done or usually um, you have to write what type of research you're going to do. Is it quantitative or is it qualitative? And then what type of sampling method that you're going to use. Okay, who are your respondents? Who are your or how are you going to to do your sampling? Okay, is it random sampling? Is it snowball sampling? Okay, so you have to identify those. And then for instrumentation and data collection, okay, this is now the detailed part. How will you conduct your study? Okay, for this one, the first one is that the selection of sampling area, collection of water samples, preparation, analysis, then heavy metal analysis. Okay, and then for studies that will have a survey method, that will have a survey, so you have to identify how will you collect your data. Okay, so who are your respondents? What are the how will you conduct your survey? Okay, so if it is, no, if it is, they call this one. If it is electronic, then how will you give them to your respondents? Okay, so be specific. So you have to write it step by step. Okay, so that is necessary. Okay, and then for your tools, I sorry, for your tools for data analysis, this is only applicable if you're going to do um, uh, okay, for survey, you needed this one. For meta-analysis, you don't need these tools for data analysis. Okay. So for survey, you will do this one, descriptive type of descriptive stat. You're going to use this one. Okay. And of course, that ends your presentation. So for your proposal defense, you can have a maximum number of 10 slides, okay? Maximum of 10, but you have to make sure that you don't need to write everything that is written in your paper. So you have to summarize it, okay? You will do the talking while your PPT or while your PowerPoint will do the representation. Okay po? So your PowerPoint will talk to your audience while giving the explanation behind that PowerPoint presentation that you have. Okay? So remember that you don't need to write the whole paragraph of your manuscript in your PowerPoint presentation, because if you're going to write, then your audience will just read your slides. Then what is the point now of doing your PowerPoint slides? Your audience can read. So make sure that your PowerPoint engages your viewers. Make them attentive in your presentation, and hope this short video will help you on doing your PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so in your presentation, make sure to say your name before proceeding to your presentation so that your panels may recognize you. And I attach a rubrics in Google Classroom, so kindly check it so that you may know how your panels will grade you. Okay, so I am hoping that you're going to edit all of your PowerPoints, and I'm going to check it again. Okay po, you can submit that one until Saturday. Okay, I already posted your schedule, so hoping that the first presenters for April 19 will be ready now. Okay, so that's all, and thank you. If you have questions, just chat me or just leave a message in our Google Classroom. Okay, so bye.